What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Buccaneers offense before we have to play against them. Now, this is going to be a pretty rough game, I think, especially for our offense, trying to get past that crazy defensive line and linebacker group. But it is going to be a real challenge for the defense, too. Let's be honest. Our defense is really good, especially against the pass. I think, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones are going to be fine. But this is what really scares me is Leonard Fournette. Like, we struggle against the power run. We kind of lucked out with Josh Jacobs not being healthy against the Raiders, but we still lost. But I think he is going to be a real threat to us. Obviously, Tom is someone who can tear people apart. Now, a lot of times, former Patriots coaches usually do pretty decently against Tom. So we'll kind of have to see how that goes. Hopefully, Brian Flores has some things for him. New England's defense is fairly similar to ours as far as scheme, so I think this is a pretty good way to see how to play against them. I think they kept Tom under wraps pretty well. I mean, the weather definitely played a factor and the emotions of the game, but still. Now, back in his Dallas days, Byron Jones usually did pretty well against Mike Evans, so I'd probably let Byron handle Mike Evans and probably put Xavier Howard on Antonio Brown. Because Antonio Brown seems to be the guy that Tom Brady's wanting to target the most. Gronk isn't going to be able to play. He has broken ribs and some possible lung injuries as well, so he won't be playing. But they still do have Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard, who are both very good players as well. Obviously, Chris Godwin is an amazing player. We're going to have to try to deal with that as well. It's going to be rough. Hopefully we can generate some pass rush, stay disciplined. They got a lot of weapons. But J.C. Jackson was able to keep Mike Evans relatively under wraps, and I think either X or Byron can do something similar. Mike Evans had some plays early, but this is what scares me. Because if there's any issue with our defense, it is our inability to stop the run up the gut. And Leonard Fournette is a very, very physical runner. And they got a pretty good offensive line, too. Gonna have to stay disciplined. Try to stop him as much as possible. Tampa can really attack you really any way they want. And the thing with Tom, too, is you pretty much have to play mistake-free football. You have to give them a lot of looks, which is something our defense is pretty good about doing. Give him a bunch of exotic blitzes in his face. Move our safeties around. Just give him a bunch of different looks so he's uncomfortable. That is usually a good strategy against Tom Brady. Just try to confuse him as much as possible. And we have to get pass rush. If Tom has all day to pick us apart, it's going to be a long-ass day. Our defensive line has to have a really good game this week. I want to see Tom on the turf a lot. We got to stop those screens, too. Mike Evans, to me, Mike Evans and Antonio Brown, as far as the receivers, are the two people I really want to take away the most. So, like I said, put Byron and X on them. Like I said, I would put Byron on Mike Evans and put Howard on Brown. But if you want to swap it, I guess that's fine too. And we'll have to find a way to deal with Chris Godwin. I have no idea what we're going to do with him. We don't have 3 Pro Bowl corners, unfortunately. Nick is good, but I don't really trust him to stop any of them consistently. Hope we get some rougher throws from Tom as well. Now, like I said, they were definitely dealing with heavy weather issues, but even still, sorry about the background noise. But I think that's probably a pretty good idea. Like I said, we all know that Tampa's offense has a lot of weapons. We're going to have to keep them under wraps. I'll cover it a little bit more in the game day report like I normally do when I see all who's healthy and stuff like that. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you'd like to, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. So pretty much every YouTuber on this platform is pretty much doing ads like this. YouTube's ad revenue is broken. It doesn't really pay well anymore, so we have to look to outside sources to make our income. And if you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, I would greatly appreciate you going over to my Patreon. It doesn't take much. Just $1 a month would really help me out quite a bit and continue to help me be able to put out these videos, because I put a lot of time and effort into it, especially during draft season, watching the film and everything like that. So I would greatly appreciate you guys going to check out my Patreon. It is Anime Dolphin, no capitalization. The link to it will be in the description of this video and pretty much every video moving forward. So yeah, if you want to help support me, that'd be greatly appreciated. There's multiple different tiers. It's all explained well on my Patreon account. And if you want to check that out, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.